Alright, we are about ready to get going with qualifying for the final race of round one of the playoffs. And at the moment, it looks like we're going to qualify fourth. Scott is not going to be able to race. He is just showing up to start and park, doing a one lap and pull in. We've got a very low car count again, just because everyone's getting busy, because that's just what happens in September. And yeah, so we will just get some points, because right now we are well in. If we get some stage points, we're set, because you can't really lose too many points with this small of a field. But the race is going to be, can Ryan win the race? And if not, can Tyler or Matthias get more points than each other? So, looking at it, they're of course really close on times, because that's just how it works. People you're racing, you're going to be right next to the whole time, because that's why they have the same amount of points, just because they've been close to each other all season long. So, let's go qualify. Not that it matters too much, but it will kind of for stage points, because we got really early stages. 30 and 60 is what NASCAR has listed. Now, I've done a couple of different styles of warm-ups here. Running hard, running slow. I haven't decided which one actually works better for me.
Green flag. Okay.
First lap's a throwaway though, no matter what, because you can't get up to speed in time from pit road. So we don't want to use up too much tire, but then we need to step on it so that we can actually be up to speed off of 4. Get a big, long run around the outside here. And we're going to go ahead and cut on the start of the lap as well. And where I've been struggling is getting it to turn in the center of 1 and 2, but we did not there. We can get pulled. I know Cave's in here, but we could easily get pulled, because that's the best I've hit that corner. Can I get it around 3 and 4? And we nearly won in the spring when we were here. So something,
Ticket flag.
I was looking at points and we don't get to finish the fucking lap. I should have started the video earlier. Okay, well. Congrats to me on totally screwing myself. That was gonna be a perfect lap. Alright, well, shooting ourselves in the foot. Let's go ahead and load up the race set and go feel what it is like at night. I mean, I guess the good thing is our pit stall isn't near everyone else that we should be racing later on. And points-wise, we're fine. But still, Tyler and Matthias go out and get some big points and Ryan wins, you never know what can happen. It's not like we're absolutely locked in.
Outside. Clear outside if you want it.
But yeah, back to the pack racing, which we haven't done for a while in the league because we went to good tracks. Then the next race is Bristol, and then the race after that is Talladega. Then Homestead and Phoenix. So only 4 races left after this. Won't be doing this next season. Holy crap, it is loose. Won't be doing this next season just because the time commitment is ridiculous. I think it'll be better just to do like 6 weeks of something on a Friday or every other Friday or something, where it's not like someone needs to be available for an entire year, because you see a lot of people dropping out of the league as it goes on. So try to keep the car counts up, do shorter seasons with a couple like more races and stuff in them, where we do like the triple race session. Feeling this out, feels like we're getting it tightened up. A little loose on the start of the run, so I'm glad we got out here and did some laps, but alright, well, we've got our work cut out for us.
Okay, warm-up's over, bring it on in.
But luckily, only 23 cars, and who knows, like, we're going to be down to 22 instantly. 134 laps, though. Should have a good race, but yeah, we got to get into the top 10 by lap 30 and get some points. And I don't want to have to race aggressive because
stop for more fuel before the race is over.
It's well, it's going to be difficult pack racing. The worst thing that could happen though is an early wreck for us.
You have 4 additional sets of tires during this race.
So we have lots of sets of tires. I accidentally gave us 1 extra, because they only get 5 for the whole weekend, so it should be 4 since they're not going to use the ones they practiced on. So tires should not be an issue, but we also should not have a whole lot of yellows with this few of trucks. Don't even know what we can do for fuel. I'm kind of unprepared here.
1 to go, next time by. You're on the outside this time. Pit road is closed right now. Catch up. 37 car.
But I know for sure that the truck is loose early on, so we need to just play it safe. Let's see where my dad qualified. He is in 14th. Now Scott may try to get to stage 1, but since he didn't qualify, I'm highly doubting it. He's just got to do 1 lap. If he gets wrecked out before he completes a lap, that's really going to hurt him, because he's not going to get any points. So let's see what pack racing is going to be like. It's been a long time since we've done that, and we got quite a bit of it coming up. We'll try to keep our eye on the storylines for points. We also want to make sure we don't really lose the draft, because it will play a bit of a role in your overall speed on fresh tires. Get around John here. He gets top side. We should be able to clear him. Big wobble up there for my dad. He's got James right on his tailgate. gets a little loose on entry. Just gotta watch out. They're pretty stacked up on each other right now. We're gonna push it, try to get through this group. That way we can try to get some stage points. Feel like we should be in the top 3 right now, but that is what I get for not starting the video earlier. Push it hard around the top side. It wants the motor. Contact there. I probably went up higher than I should have. Now that they're not all stacked up, it's not as good to go high. Rank just ahead of us. Got Ryan conserving tires, it looks like. He should definitely be up further based on his speed that he normally has. Inside. Just gotta hope that these tires don't die off. But I don't feel like I'm hurting the right front too much, but you never know. Start lifting off a little bit. We'll start seeing handling come into play. Cape's got the lead, Colton right behind him. Then Dylan, maybe? Yep, Dylan. And then Alan having a good run. Ryan's in 5th, he needs to win. And then Matthias and Tyler right next to each other, 7th and 8th. Everything getting single file though, people are starting to spread out a bit. I just gotta hope this thing doesn't go loose or tight. And that I don't drive straight up into the wall. Got our fancy new button. No damage from the contact we had. We're just kind of stalled out here now. Lap times are dropping, so we can go 35 more laps. That gets us to 46 as far as we can go on the pace that we're at. And that means that that'll get us to 92, which would be enough to get us to the end. So it could just be a 2-stopper if it goes green. You may have people go every 33 laps, which can work if the fall off is massive. just can't get any progress now.
31.687.
And now my dad has cleared everyone behind us, and he's looking like he's picking up speed now. He always starts off a little slow in a run. He's running a little bit higher. At least in 1 and 2 it looked like last lap, but he is catching us. So we may have hurt our tires.
31.839.
Although it looks like right now Max is falling off in the 96 a little bit. Gregory's being patient, but they're starting to drop back towards us. Nick getting a run. Nick Martin getting a run around Matthias, or Matthias is going around the outside of him. I think he's getting a run around him because Tyler and Matthias were behind Gavin, and Nick has passed them both. We're going to see people getting too tight and hitting the wall. But at the moment, we are not in playoff or stage points. But I think we'll get there. Ryan's starting to step on it now. He's getting the high side to work. Just wondering if Max was gonna go up there since he was seeing it work. Not gonna be able to go get the draft, leave some room just because I'm not sure if he's gonna go to the apron or not. Never assume someone's going to. It's a defensive move as well not to go down there. We get a good run off the corner. That's going to put us 11th. And looks like Matthias is starting to have some handling issues or is backing off to try to be better later. You never know. Ryan might be falling off. Looks like Gavin's catching up to him. Matthias almost into the wall. God, the truck feels great. I can just put it right on that seam and it just rotates beautifully. Maybe a little much on the rotation. But that's good, we can solve that. It's easier to solve a loose car than a tight car. But it's easier to wreck a loose car as well, so. Ryan way up on the wall up there in 4th or 5th. That puts us in 10th for 1 point, but got 10 more laps at the line, so see if we can get a couple more. Okay, we're getting really loose, but it's going to tighten up over the race. Back it off a little bit here. I gotta decide what we're gonna do. Are we gonna go full fuel run, or are we going to hit early and do an extra stop? I mean, lap times have fallen off massively. Are they going to continue to fall off? Or are they just going to stop at 32.4s? That's the key thing. If they continue to fall off every lap, then pitting early works. And you can get away with doing an extra stop. But if they eventually stop falling off at a certain point, then going long works best.
32.519.
So keep an eye on it. That's why I have it on best lap and not last lap, so that I can see the fall off without having to do the math in my head. Alan has lost a spot to Ryan. Did not see when that happened. If it stays at 1.4s, if we're still at like 1.4s by lap 30 or 33, then we know that fall off is just not going to happen, and it is what it is at that point. A battle for the lead starting. Cave's going high side to make it difficult to get past. Ooh, big loose. Okay, that was not good. We got faster, but that was a big, bad slide. That adds way too much heat to the rear tire. Have to back it off just a little bit. Lost a bit of time there with that slide and being easier through 1 and 2 after it. That is Nick in the wall. We're gonna have to get it to turn down without spinning. He doesn't pull it down off the wall hard. Unfortunate for him, but it is part of Kansas running that high side. It'll be very difficult. That does give us an extra point. And Tyler might be falling off here. Try entering a little lower and sliding up, see if that tightens it up, but I think it just gets us sliding and we lose time. Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to tighten this thing up. Just a smidge. Problem is, everyone else is gaining on us now. We've kind of hit our limit of where we can be. Alright, into this lap, and points will be paid out. There it is. Cave gets another playoff point and is pretty much just guaranteed himself into the Final Four, but you never know. Internet can happen. Things can happen in the next round or in the final race, so we're just dying off here. I think I come down and pit. I think we are falling off so bad because I'm so loose. I don't think anyone else is, but we are, and it's only going to get worse. So we're going to go for the extra stop strategy, even though we can go 15 more laps. Might hurt us. There's not a whole lot of cars, so we can take the risk. We're kind of good on points. Just get this thing into the pits, nice and easy. Don't get it hung up there on the apron, and hope no one wrecks. This might pull some other people in, which will be good. Because I don't think this is the best strategy, but it's what I need because we are definitely way too loose at the moment. 75-73, but the left sides were 93-87, which is really where you start getting that loose on these tracks.
Okay, punch it.
So we're a lap down. But in 15 laps, when everyone pits, we're going to have jumped them quite a bit, so we'll see what everyone else decides to do. Nick went ahead and pit because of his mistake, and you can see how much he gained on us from pitting, because he lost a lot of ground. He made a lot of it up. So we don't need to do 100% laps here. We're going to be faster than a lot of the people that we're racing. So you don't need to go burn your stuff up. 5.35. You just need to get around the track quicker than what they're doing. And that will be very easy to do. Right now, they were 14.6 when we came out of the pits, the leaders behind us. By the end of that turn, they were 15.1, so. Just be nice and easy around lap traffic. And just hope no one self-spins and brings out a yellow. We got to do a good job of predicting where they're going to be, because we're going to gain on them quite a bit in the corners. Then hope that they're watching their mirrors if we are gaining on them on exit.
31.617, car inside. Clear inside, car inside. Clear.
Then they're going to come flying back at us once they all pit. But if we catch a caution just right, I don't know. This could be the worst decision I've made, but I feel like with the limited amount of cars here, we're going to be okay. Plus, we're going to gain, you know, they're going to go another 7 laps here. And then we're only going to be 15 laps away from the next stage end. So it could help us get more stage points.
31.82.
Or we could just be deadly slow and they all pass us right at the end of the next stage at lap 60. My dad might be pitting.
Outside. Clear up top.
Max is going to give us the inside.
Outside. 31.673. Keep low.
Just ease it around here. Lucky dog is not what we're worried about. Ryan's in the pits. This is going to give us a good indicator of what is going to happen. Chad nearly got the wall, it looked like. I almost got the wall looking to see who that was. And Ryan barely comes out behind us. That's not good. Well, it is going to take a moment for him to get up to speed, so, but he's still not as far back as I had hoped. But we had to get down and make the changes. We had to tighten it up. We were going to be in trouble if we stayed out there. Lap 42, so people should start coming in. Keep an eye out for it. Run the middle groove in 3 and 4 when we do have people ahead of us, so that we don't have to make a huge adjustment. 31.828. Wasn't sure which line Chad was going to take.
Outside. Outside is clear. Outside.
Ryan's 2 seconds behind us. Everyone else should be much further behind us. Now they're all on pit road.
31.834.
But we've already almost fallen off a whole second, so they are going to fly back at us. Really don't know what the right call is here, but I had to do something. Our mistake in qualifying, I had to do something different. Well, they're still all on pit road. Wow, they came out 6 seconds behind us. But in about 5 laps they'll catch up, so. So we're probably not even going to get stage points. Because we haven't caught Nick at all. He's just been quicker than us. Let Ryan go, let him drag us around. If we can keep up with him. Cape comes out a whole 2 seconds behind us. Was not the right call. We'll see where we end up falling in the next 13 laps, but I mean, Nick is doing a great job. He's pulling away from us. But I'm hopeful our tires are not going to die as bad as they did. he's going hard. Just need the car to not get loose on me this time. I think running middle. The P9 is hauling whoever it is. Who is in P9? That is Colton. How did Colton fall back so far from Cave? Well, maybe we get some decent stage points here. We can go 27 more laps. That would get us to 78. But I think we just got to stick with our every 33 laps. 33 or 34. Just because that's what we're on now. Nick got dropped quickly, but he is still a little quicker than us. And this is probably just a really wrong call, but at the shit, this is a really wrong call. 10th place is only 4.4 seconds behind us. I don't know if we're going to get stage points. We got to start running the high side, try to go quicker, but they're all going to have fresh tires and just be able to blast past us. Bad call, but we didn't really have much of an option there. I think we end up pretty much the same spot, hitting early or late. Yeah, it's going loose. Second I went up top, it started going loose.
Inside. 32.309. Keep high. Still inside.
Don't hit the wall. Wasn't sure if we were going 3 wide there or not. Don't come up in front of me. Give me some room with that high side run. No slide jobs happening today.
Still inside. Clear. 32.362.
Alright, let's get back down. If we can get back down. Lap 57. And we are 1.6 away from finishing 10th. Big loose. There's just no defense against these guys, so. Our catching Nick, though, is he's got to go to the high side, so he might be fighting some of the same issues. He's headed back towards that wall a little later, though. Here comes Tyler. There goes Tyler.
Inside.
We have no grip.
Still there, hold your line. 32.429, clear.
Yeah, we have completely just screwed our strategy. We're gonna need a yellow at some point to save us, but we still have to pit on 66 because we're still struggling with the same problem, and we're gonna end up losing a bunch of time. So we get 1 point this stage. The good news is we're right about where we were, but bad news is everyone's way faster than us now, and we got to do one more pit stop than everyone. So time to tighten things up a little more. Just to solve something. Like, if I can just not get crazy loose, that would be nice. Question is, what does Nick end up doing here ahead of us? Is he going to end up hitting early again? Or is he going to try to flip it? But you can't. Like, mathematically, you can't do that. We can go 16 more laps. That puts us at 79. That would still be like $20 laps over. I mean, maybe we can stretch it out if we save enough. I don't think we can do that. I think we just gotta live with it and hope we get a caution at the right time. Cars kind of come back to us. We haven't fallen, well, yeah, we've fallen off pretty bad. We're at 1.6 off our fastest. Well, I guess let's pit again. Why not? So hard to get down over that transition. Alright, on the pit road, good. Make sure we're getting full fuel. We are. Make sure we're taking tires. We are.
5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Tires this time, 79, 77, 94, 90. So we did a little better there.
That's it, go.
Really getting a caution right now, I wouldn't even mind, because we could just take the wave around. It would at least get us back on the same strategy as everyone else, which is really what we need. track position is not what we need. We know we can get back to 10th. What we need is to get on the same strategy as most people. But, see where this shakes out. They're not going to pit until like lap 90, 95, so... Now I'll have probably tightened it up way too much and struggle with that. Almost put it in the wall. That would have been good. Nick has been on pit road and is now coming out. Looks like we're going to pass him, but he's been quicker than us initially, so he'll probably catch up and pass us. We are pushing it harder this time. Just to gain what we can. As we fell off about the same amount anyways on that last run, so we just go full commit. At this point, we really don't have anything to lose. Probably going to end up finishing in like 15th place.
31.269.
But with the playoffs, doesn't really matter too much. Got a normal point system. Bad finishes would not be good, but it doesn't matter when everything gets essentially erased.
31.181. Car inside. Clear inside.
But next round, we're going to have to be perfect and or win. And even being perfect, we're starting so far behind on points that I don't know if it'll do us any good.
51.408 outside. Still there, hold your line.
I think we have to win, and I think the only place that we can win is unfortunately Talladega, which is not the place that you want to have your only shot at winning, because it's everyone else's only shot at, well, it's everyone else's shot at winning. The fast guys, they can win everywhere else, but...
51.4.
Yeah, Bristol, Talladega, and Homestead is going to be an interesting three to get us to the final. I have no confidence in any of those. As you can see, the 1.5 miles, well, you just do bad decisions.
Outside. Still there, hold your line. Outside is clear. 31.55.
So Ryan has pit early. There's going to be a whole lot of different strategies out here, and we're on the worst one. So everyone that just did what I did because they thought I knew what I was doing, sorry. I was just trying to... I needed to be different than everyone anyways, just because we were really stagnant, and the truck was trying to kill me at the end of that first run, so. Alright, so we can go 34 more laps at this pace. We've got 57 laps left. That means everyone else can do about 45, 47 laps, so they should be pitting at about 10 laps from now. And by that time, we'll be dead slow. But maybe we get a caution. Like, a caution right now is bad for us since we've used these tires up, so we'll need everyone to pit, get a caution. We'll be the only one to pit. But, it'll at least get us back on the same cycle as everyone else. Big push there. Lots of traffic up ahead. Lead lap guys going through lap cars, I believe. Then right about the time these guys pit, we're going to be pitting like 10 laps later. And so we're probably going to end up a lap down to most of them. Which is why I think I'm going to end up like 15th or 14th. But really that's only 4 spots behind where we're actually running on track. So again, a caution after everyone pits would be huge. A caution right after we pit would be huge. But a caution in the middle of this run would not be good for us, so. 31.963. Got some slower lap cars and cars on, well, I guess not lap cars, they're on our lap, but they're getting passed by lead lap cars that are slower, and we're going to have to just find a way through without getting slowed down too much. Had to go there. Let's hope we survive it. Big shove with the nose on entry there. I just had to hold it straight and hope that we didn't have any issues.
Inside. Still there, inside, clear.
Tell where the hell Ryan was going to go there, so I looked low, but then he started turning down, so we had to go up, and that just made me turn in very badly into the corner. Had to lift off big time because the nose was shoving towards the wall. The bad angle we were going at. Big nose shove there, like arrow tight. Need to go down low. Ryan's catching us now. Bolton might be pitting. Nope. Alright. Just had to be aware of it. is pitting. We're going to be 3 wide. I'm going to be loose.
Stay high. Stay high, there's a car on the low side. Clear inside. 32.484.
So yeah, here's the problem with pitting early when the tires just stop falling off. We're on much fresher tires than Gavin right now, and we can't pull away from him. So when the tires even out like that, it's bad news. But we just need to get down to the bottom and try to gain as much as we can right now. So we'll be pitting pretty much at the same time as them. Big loose. But they're going to fly back past us once they pit so quick. I mean, it's... And then we're not going to gain a lot on our final run because it's only going to be a 10-lap difference, if that. There goes Gavin. Oh my god, it's just getting snappy loose now because I think I'm too tight or something. It's like I'm putting too much wheel into it. I'll just run the middle here.
The lead is pitting now.
Alright, a caution right now would be perfect. Just get us all on the same strategy. Whoever wrecks gets 15 credits if it's this lap. Just joking. I'm guessing Cade will come out ahead of us. Nope, he's still on pit road. Okay. He will be flying past us, and now we can essentially pit whenever we want, but I'm still just going to split it evenly because I know the longer I go on these tires, the worse we get. Nick has tracked us down. We've just been terrible, which is disappointing because I nearly won last time we were here, so to be this bad, even when we were on the same strategy, we were bad. Just, not good. But, it's racing. Hopefully we luck our way into a good finish. They don't have to pit again, though. We do.
Stay high, there's a car on the low side. Stay high. Still there. Clear.
Not meaning to slow us down here. I'm just trying to run as quick as I can. We're going to be pitting very soon.
32.597. Still there, hold your line. Still there, inside. Still there at the bottom. Clear.
loose. And here comes Colton.
Inside, 32.576. Keep high. That car is a lap down.
Nearly put it in the wall. And the big lift there.
Top 3 wide. Still there. Clear.
Colton's got nowhere to go.
Inside.
Nick just backs off.
Stay high. Clear.
I don't know how to unscrew this. Ooh, that was almost a yellow. Oh shit, that was almost a yellow. Alright, a few more laps and we'll come in and pit just because I can't drive this damn thing. Colton is on slightly older tires than Cabe. He had to do something for track position after whatever happened to him on his first stop. Nearly wrecked.
Still inside. Clear inside. 32.745. Car inside. Clear.
Nick heading to the pits to jump us. No, he's just backing off because faster car's coming and he knows that I'm about ready to wreck myself. Alright, we can come into the pits. I need to do some adjustments. We're going to try to do something else to it. And maybe a tire pressure adjustment. There goes Nick. He's going to get past us now. That's the smart thing for him to do. I'm topping it all the way off. There's no need to risk that. And we are going to go half a pound up on the left rear. So I am pitting. Hopefully everyone is ready for that.
That car is a lap down.
Whoop, there we go. Alright.
Pit boxing. 10. 5. 3. 2. 1. Right here.
Okay, tires coming off 75, 73, 93, 87. And now it's just try to get back to 14th or 15th or whatever we can get to. Oh no. Nick had to call it quits or had an issue.
You only have one tire then remaining.
Okay, well, let's see how far back we can get. A set of caution right now would be great. Right after we pit, that way we can just take the wave around. But now at this point, since we don't have to pit, no one else has to pit, caution at any point would be great. And we'll take a wave around and get ourselves back on the lead lap and then hope for another caution or something. We have completely screwed ourselves out of this one. are going to go all out here. We've picked up a bit of speed. That means that it'll probably be even slower at the end of this run.
That car is a lap down. 31.057.
But while we have some good tires on it, we need to try to gain on all the people that are on our lap. But it looks like 15th is going to be all we can do. Thankfully, I think my dad screwed up a pit stop, so he ended up losing a lap, because now he's on pit road. He was going to probably beat us if he had done the right strategy, but he did our strategy, and I think had a mess up getting onto pit road, and because he was almost a lap down to us, and he was kind of catching us at the end of first run, it seemed like, although I lost track of him as we were going through the back of the lead pack. So that puts us into 13th? 14th, okay. I'd already passed him. I was hopeful. Not going to be a top 10 for us. 6.6 seconds ahead is 12th and 13th. And we know we get worse than everyone right at the end of the run, so don't know. Well, yeah, we caught him quite a bit there. Might be able to pull a 12th out of this. Eleventh place up ahead of them? No. Very bad call. But I don't think we've had a caution-free race, so we could get saved. So it looks like we're going to be able to get to 12th. It's only 2 spots back from where we were. We also got to remember we got a free spot for whatever happened with Nick. And let's look at this. It looks like Tyler is ahead and has outscored Matthias all race long, so he should get that. Ryan got onto the bad strategy, so I don't think he is going to win unless he has done it really good. There's no way to be good with this. Like, even the lead guys would be screwed doing this. Ryan's in 4th at the moment. Cave and Colton are going back and forth for the lead. Well, Dylan is also. So, who knows? Maybe they wreck each other. Yeah. Oh, and Colton's not involved in that. It's Gabe and Dylan right now.
31.822. Car outside. Clear outside.
Alright, well, the car is getting tight. That's the first time I've felt tightness, so... maybe we won't get deadly loose at the end. Maybe we can run a high line. About ready to pass for 13th place.
31.825.
But now the truck's so freaking tight that I can barely get it to turn down low.
Car inside. Stay high.
Be aggressive here.
Outside clear.
I figured we had room. Alan backed out just to be sure. He might have been trying to run middle. It's a risky move to do that, but in order to have a chance at getting to Chad in 11th, I have to not lose a whole lot. I mean, we're quicker than everyone here at the end. Doesn't mean a damn thing though when we're a lap down.
32.092 outside. Clear up.
Massive push down low, but I will deal with that. Gavin's having a good top 5 run. Chad is 11.5 seconds ahead of us. We're not going to get there unless he really drops off. I really don't want to get involved in these guys' race, but I also need to get past them.
32.399. Car outside. Keep low.
Lift off. Let's see if that makes it actually turn.
Outside is clear.
Partially.
Car outside. Still there.
Ryan's got a pit. He'll come out right around us and blast past us, so
32.432.
he's still gonna end up beating us. Oh, massive tight. .3 seconds to Chad. That's not gonna happen. Then we got 14.6 to Gregory.
32.419.
6.6 seconds until we get to Cabe. I don't even think we'll get that done. But caution right now, we'd get the lucky dog. So again, if anyone's willing to wreck, that would be very helpful for me. Although we'd be starting behind all the lap cars. But it would make it interesting, although it might still be interesting as Dylan and Cabe are right on top of each other. But yep, we shot ourselves in the foot in this one. But again, really only 2 spots off of where we would have been, so not a big dent.
Clear inside.
Ryan's got to be coming up behind us soon. He's not. Has he called it quits? Nope, he's 10 seconds back.
2.358.
I mean, he's going to be gaining a second on us every lap, so could be a finish line finish. Photo finish. Finish line finish. That does not sound right at all, but you know what I meant. And here comes the loose. I can't drive this thing. I don't know what's going on. I am just struggling out of four. It's like we get to this point in the run and it just starts jumping out. Alright, so here's my prediction. Colton is not going to win a race all season until the final race. And maybe he'll be in the championship hunt, or maybe he won't at that point. Depends on who wins the next 3 races. But he's got to get a win sometime. .2 to Chad. He's doing a great job. He's on 12 lap older tires and we can't even catch him. Just watching ahead for the lead. We're going to be getting 6 to go. Behind Colton, Gavin, and Ryan still nose to tail. There we go. One to kill us. 10.1 to Chad. 5.8 to the leaders. We're falling off hard here at the end of the run again. Good news is the leaders aren't going to catch Chad. Just need that. We need that NASCAR caution to make an exciting finish. Unless they're going to have an exciting finish up ahead of us. Dylan might just be sitting and saving and waiting. So yeah, shoot myself in the foot in qualifying, shoot myself in the foot in the race. I'm out of feet to shoot. But at least it's not going to matter at all. We weren't going to get playoff points. Championship points don't mean anything as long as you move on now. Those are locked off of regular season. And here comes Ryan. And we're going to finish 12th. So at least his bad strategy wasn't as bad as our bad strategy, I guess. I don't think we can defend this at all. I mean, the 1 point is not going to matter, but yeah, I mean, he's just gone. We'll go topside to try to take away his line. But he's got grip, so it doesn't matter. Dylan going for the lead. We can't see it. We're not going to know who wins. They might be spinning out of 4. We might be spinning out of 4. And Dylan gets the win. Holy shit. Alright, well, we'll have to go see how that happened.
Bring it back to the pits. We're going.
Great job to Dylan. I will always root for anyone that can beat Cabe, because he's won way too much, and he doesn't need a win or any more playoff points. So, we get 12th, and, yeah. Oh, maybe they ran into each other. Let's see. If we can get to the right camera, and I'm always going the wrong way. Let's see what happened here. You're gonna see a slide job. Game's getting really loose. This is white flag. Gabe really loose on the high side, just losing a little bit of time each time he slides it. This is the final lap. Dylan going big dive into the corner. He doesn't really slide job, but he gets loose. He comes up. Oh, he hits the wall. And Cabe's got nowhere to go. And then they, like, nearly tie crossing the line. But, yeah. I mean, it was a little dirty, but also, I mean, mistakes happen. Cabe tried to pull it down, and had he not got loose right here, he would have been fine, but he got loose, he had to catch it, and then he had nowhere to go once Dylan got into him, and then they're both just on the throttle, and nothing they could do at that point. So the only incident, most likely, happened right there. Let's see what happened to Michael. Lap 16. He grabs the wall, nearly loops it on entry, and he is headed back up to the wall. Hits the wall again, and is he going to call it quits there? Hits the wall again. And he does call it quits. And then James is out on lap 59. And he just comes into the pits and does not leave the pits. So maybe he had some damage somewhere or had to do something. So good job to Dylan. Congrats to Tyler. I'm pretty sure he was ahead at every stage as well. So, yeah, he's ahead of him there. And on lap 61, he's ahead of him as well. So, that ends that race. And Matthias will go back to racing regular points against everyone else, but most everyone else is way too far behind out of there. But yeah, all green race, and we head off to Talladega. Or no, we head off to Bristol next, and then Talladega. So, yeah, nothing really to look at. We'll put the points together and show those off, how they reset, and Dylan got some very needed 5 points that'll help him out to get to the finals. So, hope you've enjoyed this series. Thanks for watching.